The leadership side of customer service. I want to talk about the leadership side to customer service. Last night I was live where I talked about real estate direction for realtors, for developers, and even investors. For those of you who missed out, you can still go to my profile and watch that video. Now let's talk about the leadership side to customer service. Now, what is leadership? In simple terms, leadership is setting a standard for others to follow, holding them accountable, and setting up a vision that others can drive with. Making yourself an example to means a process of achieving a set goal, right? Now let's talk about leadership in customer service. I believe that if you run a business where you have a team, whether you have people designated with the role of customer service or you're a one-man business and you are the person who interfaces with your customers, there must be element of leadership for that customer service to work, for that department to function well. The leadership side of customer service is the ability for you to think like an owner who does not want to miss out or lose any customer. The leadership side of customer service is your ability to care for everybody who walks to your door. It's the ability to show people comfort, to show people that satisfaction, give them that satisfaction when they come to your place of business. A lot of people don't know that they lose out in business. They lose a lot of money when they don't care for their customers. There is a thing about you as a business owner or about you as somebody who works as a customer care service person or a team member who interfaces with a customer. You must show leadership by being a servant. There's a part of leadership that is about you serving, offering service. So when we say customer service, customer relationship, we're talking about the leadership part in you that is a servant, that is open to serve. Now, what is service here? Service here entails showing people in the most profound, comfortable way how to get the best of what you are offering them. Giving people a sense of comfort when they deal with you, when they interact with your business. If you run a business, you need to take care of your customer service department. First off, you must train your team or train yourself to think like a leader, to think like a servant leader, to think like somebody who owns the service direction of a business. And if you own the service direction of your business, you will care about how your customers feel. You will care about the customer experience when people walk into your shop, when people walk into your office, when people interface with your product. Yes. So as a servant leader who cares for your customer and who understands that your customers must feel satisfied when they pay for your service, you increase your return on investment by providing an avenue for repeat businesses. Like we say in marketing, the cheapest form of advertising is repeat business, where a customer whom you've acquired can buy from you repeatedly. In fact, there's a sales process and there's a life cycle to sales, where sales starts from awareness, consideration, decision-making, and at the point of decision-making, there's closure, and after closure, there's what we call delighting your customers. Delighting your customers means you are making your customers feel the extra urge not to miss out in coming back to you for that same business experience. If you're in business, delighting your customers means you have excited them to the point where your service is top-notch, where they cannot resist the temptation of coming back to you to repeat that business experience. Now, how do you delight your customers? By putting to heart the leadership side of service. Putting to heart the leadership side of customer relationship. Taking responsibility for your customer experience. I posted a quote the other day where I said, You should not look like the problem that your customers or your clients have when they come to buy a solution from you. You should look like the solution that they deserve. You should look like the solution that you're selling, not the problem, not your own problem, not the customer's problem. When a customer comes to you to buy your service, to patronize your business, there is a certain level of satisfaction that is expected of your product or your service. That is why a customer comes into contact with you to patronize you. If you don't give them that service or that experience, there is no difference between you and your competitor. And that is why the word competitive advantage comes into play. We always ask businesses, new business owners, to build their unique selling point by stating their vision statement. If you're starting up a business, it is important that you have a vision statement, and on your vision statement, it also contains your unique selling point, your unique selling proposition, the competitive edge that you have above your competitor. So customer service can be your competitive advantage. Have you been to a hotel where they are overbooked and people are fighting to book in advance, to reserve slots into the future? And just down the road, you have another hotel offering the same service of hospitality. Now, why would people want to wait on a particular hotel and not just walk down the road to patronize the other guys? Customer service, customer experience. The same thing goes to the restaurant business. You find out that there are certain restaurants in town that have more patronage than others. People would prefer to wait in the line. I'm talking about serious people here. I'm talking about you as a customer who has money to buy food or to pay for your meal. You wait in the line to buy from your favorite restaurant. Why is that so? You don't want to waste your hunger on a shady experience. You don't want to waste your money. You would rather stand in that queue to get the best of service. The both restaurants sell the same food. Maybe they don't taste the same, but they are meals that you can comfortably eat. But why would you want to queue? Why would you want to wait for your favorite store to open for you to go shopping? Why would you want to wait for your favorite bread store to be open for you to buy bread? Why don't you pick up bread from another shop or from another store down the road? Customer satisfaction. Your customer service must give an endpoint of satisfaction. If your customer service does not offer satisfaction, then you're not in business. Now, I know you may want to say, is it that the business must be perfect? Is it that the business must be perfect for you to keep retaining your customers? There are no perfect businesses out there. A perfect business does not exist. But you see, we have businesses that are constantly making effort to be better every day with their customer service. It is the same thing we see with transportation. Some of you will not fly certain airline because of their service. Yes, you know you can buy a ticket from this airline and it will take you the same time, 55 minutes to 1 hour, 1 hour, 20 minutes for international flight, maybe 6 hours, 18 hours. But why would you rather want to queue, rather want to wait, fight for a slot to book another airline? Customer service. Now, when we say the satisfaction you get from customer service is relative, now this is what we mean. There are also businesses where they have shady customer service, but there is a certain kind or level of satisfaction that customers get from them. So they don't care about how nonsensical their customer service is. They don't care about how bad their customer experience is, but there is a satisfaction that they look out for. So unless you're that kind of business where your customers don't care about how you treat them, then you may want to pay attention to how you really treat your customers. Customer service cuts across all fields. Whether you are in real estate, whether you are in hospitality, in technology, government parastatal, even in service, in churches today, we see most of the churches now giving you a kind of experience that you don't want to deny yourself the next Sunday. You know salvation is eternal. Salvation is unique. It's one, only, standard. You know salvation is a straight line. But why would you want to go to this church and not that church? Why would you say, oh, I prefer this service and not that service? Why would you say, oh, I prefer this preacher and not that preacher? They preach the same thing, but there is a level of satisfaction you get when you go to a particular preacher, when you go to a particular church, when you go to a particular hotel, when you attend a particular school. Customer satisfaction is the center of customer service, leadership, and then your business. Now for new businesses, your priority after your ideation, product development is your customer satisfaction. Yes, you sell what other people sell, or you sell something unique from what other people sell. But what is the satisfaction people get from my product or my service? Is it that I do it better and I still make them feel good? Is it that my customers prefer that they come to my place of business and they see smiley faces? Is it the way I greet and entertain my customers? Is it the way I package the product that I sell? Is it the way I finish my service? For those of you in the built-up sector, engineers, architects, builders, is it the way you finish your houses? Interior designers, is it the way you finish your, the precision you put to your finishing? I'm leaving a site now where the challenge is a contractor who was contracted to do something has poor customer service. People don't know that they carry customer service around. Customer service is not when you walk into a shop or the front desk. When we say customer service, people think about a reception sitting in an office, shouting down on somebody or speaking softly and speaking nicely. No. Customer service follow you anywhere you go as a business, especially if you're in the service sector. So this contractor was contracted to do a particular service, but keeps giving excuses and does not take correction. Now, when we give corrections for the service that the contractor is providing, the contractor will, call our bluff. And this kept going on for days. And you know what we did? We had to get another contractor to continue that service. Guess what? Now we're feeling like, why did we take that long to change this contractor? Let me bring it down so that you understand. You contract somebody to carry out a painting job, a POP job, a screeding job in a construction site. Contractor A, when he does his finishing, he has the right tools to give you a precision job where the walls are straight, where they plumb the wall, where they use range, where they use gauge in plastering, they use measuring tape to measure, and they get your job done. That is customer service. And contractor B feels that using a range, using a gauge, using a plumb is extra work and is causing them discomfort or taking more or much of their time. And at the end of the day, still gets shabby job done or delivered. You see that there's a customer service problem here, because Mr. B thinks he's giving his best, and going extra mile to satisfy you is not his business. So what that means is that Mr. B, contractor B, gives me the service but does not satisfy my need. Because if I'm finishing a home, if I'm working on a project, or I'm selling a product, I need certain satisfaction for my customers to appreciate the finished job. So if contractor B is not giving me that satisfaction by using the right materials, the right tools, and understanding my communication to the vision that I want to deliver, the product that I want to deliver, the project that I want to deliver, then I am not getting satisfied with that service. And what do you think I'm going to do? Of course, I'm going to change the contractor and go for contractor A that has all the necessary tools and satisfies my need as a customer. Customer service is the thin line between you getting a repeat business and you getting a bad reference. It is also important to note that you cannot satisfy everybody. And that is why we always tell people to build a process around customer service, where at least 90 to 99% of your customers are happy. Okay, let me even step it down. Let me water it down. 60 to 90% of your customers are happy. Let me still bring it down. 50 to 90% of your customers are happy. If you can have a process where there is a style at which you finish your service, there is a style at which you deliver your customer service, there is a style at which you uphold certain compliance that you put, extra work that you put to make your customers feel satisfied. If you have that process for customer satisfaction in your business, you will be on your way of scaling your business as quickly as possible. So for you to have efficient customer service, you must think like a servant leader. You must have a process for customer service, and you must deliver to the best of your ability what you have to deliver in order to satisfy your customers for repeat business. Now, this is the reason why we train corporate bodies, private sectors, even individuals. I launched a program, I've been doing this for a couple of years now, where I train people on leadership and customer service. Some persons underestimate the power of continuous education, continuous learning, especially in workplaces. If you're a business owner, you run a team, you manage a team, you need to invest seriously on educating your team on how they can be customer service oriented, how they can be customer centric, how they can be leaders, and how they must understand efficient customer service. They may not know what it will mean to you, but you know what it means for your business. So where and when you can, invest in customer service education for your team, for yourself. Invest in leadership education for your team and for yourself. I will always advise people to bring in leadership and customer service because they are different parts of the same coin. They are different sides of the same coin. When your staff or your team members understand leadership, they can think on their feet and they can own up to the reason why they need to ensure that every customer that walks into your business premises or any customer that interfaces with your service gets satisfied. If they don't think like a leader, they will offer customer service as a product, off-the-shelf product. When somebody comes, pick up an item, oh, I like it, I don't like it, I pay for it, or I don't pay for it, and I leave. Now they'll be leaving a mark. When they understand that when your customer comes into your shop, they need to leave better than they came. When your customer comes into your shop, you're not meant to provoke them. You're not meant to make them feel unwanted. In fact, some businesses invest in customer service as their competitive advantage. They invest so much to ensure that their customer service is very efficient, making it their competitive advantage. And like I said earlier, it is where the line is drawn, where you rather want to wait for a certain business than go to another shop or another business down the road. Think about it. A lot of us have our favorite barbers. So if your barber, your hairstylist is not in town, what happens? You rather want to wait. You rather want to wait. If your favorite spot for entertainment is not open, you rather want to wait. If your favorite market shop or market store is not open, you rather want to wait. If your favorite engineer is not in town for your project, you rather want to wait. If your realtor is not available for that transaction or that property deal, you rather want to wait. Why is that so? Customer service, experience. Then there is the relationship part of it. It is the relationship that keeps what we call repeat business. Using the buyer's journey, when you satisfy your customers, delight your customers, they become what we call your brand evangelist. Until you make some of your customers brand evangelists, you're not doing a good job with customer service. Until your customers can tell other persons out there that if they don't deal with you, they are missing out, then you're having a problem with your customer service. So your customer service should not start and stop with closing the deal. It should not start with awareness and stop with closing the deal. It should go a step further, delighting your customers. In real estate, there are certain customers you get or clients that patronize you, and you have to leave them a gift. Maybe a bottle of wine. There are some businesses when customers patronize them, they go with a gift. Some businesses, they have special gifts for customers. They have special discount for customers. Those gifts serves as an avenue to create relationship. Yeah, I think I have to draw the curtain here, but I know you get the gist. Customer service is very important. Customer service will help your business grow. Customer service will improve productivity for your team and your business. Customer service will increase your return on investment. It will increase your profit margin. It will increase your revenue. Invest in customer service. Customer service too has to do with interpersonal relationship. How well do you communicate with people? No matter your personality, there is a way for you. So if you subscribe to my course or you book for my training session on customer service, you get to learn how your personality can be converted, where you can tap into the positive side of your personality, whether you are a melancholy, whether you are a sanguine, whether you are, an ambivert, and all of that. You can tap into the positive side of all these different personalities and still offer efficient, effective customer service. Thank you very much for listening. This is Solomon Everest, and do have a wonderful evening. Yes, so please, if you're interested, you want to have more conversation on this, you want to book me for your team, yourself, send me a DM and let's talk. Thank you. If you have questions, you can send your questions here. You can send me a DM. You can contact me via email, solomoneverest.solomoneverest.com. You can send me an email, send me a DM, and we can talk more. But if there's one thing I want you to take out of here, go and build your customer service process. Become a leader. Make your team members, every member of your team should be a leader. The moment every member of your team can think on their feet, then they can offer better customer service for your business, for your clients, and for your prospects. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.